Welcome back to another Insider, and we talk today about something that is a really important thing, which is our profiles online and a website, our image, our branding. So let's talk about all of these things and the perception that there is that sometimes to have a website, it's going to be costly, it's going to be very complicated, etc., etc. Well, doesn't have to be. So I'm going to talk about this. I'm going to tell you what I have done for many years for my page, Updated Words, and give you a few tips on how to deal with this issue. So let's go and talk about the website. Let's talk about our branding and more in particular about our website and having a website. I've done a lot of videos about this. You can also have a more comprehensive approach to a website in my course, the business course for translators, that actually is on my school, Updated Words Learning are Teachable. But today we are going to talk about this because I think, and I've said this many times, that having a website is in fact a pivotal part of any business. If you have a business, having a website, it sets you apart. It sets you out as someone different from that, old conception of the freelancer that unfortunately, and I repeat this, I've said it many times, I by no means think that being a freelancer is anything bad. In fact, people are very hardworking people who are just living and trying to run a business. But unfortunately, that's not the perception out there. A lot of people see freelancers as someone less qualified, as someone that is trying to make an extra buck, which it's entirely not the case. A lot of us, or a lot of people that are working in that module are actually have that module as their first-time job, as their full-time job, and that's what they do. So it's a very sad and unfortunate conception out there, and we need to stay away from it. Part of this is if you see yourself as a business. I've seen this many times. I keep on seeing it. A lot of translators think, I don't really need to have a website. I have a good profile on Pros. I have social media. I post on Instagram and Facebook and LinkedIn. I have a good LinkedIn page. By no means that is essential as well. Have a good LinkedIn page. So really, I don't really need to do it. They put the website in the too hard basket for a very long time, and then they say it's too expensive, they can't afford it, etc., etc. Well, let's put it out there and let's first demystify all these myths about having a website and about everything. Yes, it is a fact that in recent years, everything that is regarded to a website is being pushed into the more expensive side of things. But you still can do things and spend a very minimal amount of money. All the basic costs that you have with the website will be your hosting. Of course, you have to have hosting and the domain. You need to choose a domain for yourself, and then you need to pay for that domain. And that's what your biggest costs with a website. Then WordPress is usually provided in your hosting service. And then within WordPress, yes, there are a lot of plugins that need to be paid, but usually there's always a free version of those plugins. You just have to decide what you want to do and what you need and what you don't need. So you can actually cater for your website, and of course, in a most cost-effective way. I've said this. I had a few paid plugins. Currently, I don't actually have any paid plugin on my website. Everything is on the free versions of the website. I have the plugin for the translation that I have the free version and it works fine. Of course, it depends on how many languages you have. If you have more than one language to translate, then you might need to pay for the plugin. I used to pay for a plugin for SEO. I now don't. I decided to walk away from it because it was rather dishonest what happened with that plugin, and I did a few videos about that at the time. So basically now I have my website with hardly any plugins. There was actually one or two versions of my website where I actually paid for the template. Currently, the one I'm using the free version, and I'm happy with it, so it's fine. So you really need to cater for that and see what you need, what you don't need, and that may mean you may just go with free versions of templates, free versions of plugins for other things that you need without really breaking the bank. I really think that not having a website, may affect your business because if you are trying to attract those big clients, those big companies, they might want to see a website. They might want to see something where they can find all the information about you, your business, your services, everything, and in a more professional outlook, I would say. And again, a website and a domain means that you will have an email account with your own domain, which I think, and I stress this, is essential. If you don't have it, it really doesn't look good. I wouldn't say it looks good. I think it's the minimal that you have to do is to have your own domain, have a simple website. Doesn't have to be flashy, doesn't have to be expensive or fancy or anything like that. A very simple website. All you need to do is provide your clients with information about you, about your services, what you do, etc. in a very simple way, nothing very, over the top. That's not the case. In fact, I'm a strong believer of that saying, less is best, because sometimes people just get over the top websites with excess imagery, with excess, pop-up windows, a lot of calls on action that come up everywhere, sign in for newsletters and things like that. And when you go into a website and you start seeing a lot of things, it's like a sensory overload. And you might just walk away from it because this is too annoying. When you're trying to read the text to actually find the information about the company, and then a pop-up window comes up with you, sign up for my newsletter, or do you like my thing? Just sign up now. It might be something that you just walk away from because it is actually, in my view, rather annoying. I tend to walk away from websites like that. So you don't need to do that. Please don't. Just a simple one. You can have a call on action. It's quite normal, but just insert it on the page, something. Just tell your possible clients, just contact me today, something like that. Something simple. Doesn't need to be all that flashy stuff. It is important. It is important that, of course, and again, the website is not going to make you rich. The website is not going to be, something that it's going to be a huge source of income. It might not be, but it is something. And I know that in today's society, social media plays a very important part. You need to have social media, but the website is part of your branding. And I would say the website is the main part of your branding. It has your logo, it has, your color scheme, etc. And then your social media is the continuation of that. Your social media should complement your website, should be linked to your website. Every single changes that you do to your business, you should update them first in your website and then go ahead and change in your, pros profile, translators cafe, whatever profiles you have, and of course the social media. Then you go and you update there. It is very important that this is done in this order. Your website must be your first point of contact, must be your branding, so to speak. Then, of course, companies, I would say, they look for websites. They look and see what you have in your website. And if you have a very good one, they say, oh, this person has a very good website. They have all the information here. I can see what I can expect from this particular person. And then, obviously, if they see, oh, no, this person doesn't work with the field that I am interested in, so obviously you're not going to have that client, but I would say you were not going to have it anyway, because if they contacted you and, with a proposal for something that was out of your scope, you would obviously decline. So it's not a bad thing. But obviously those ones that are interested, they will see your website, they will see the information, and chances are they will contact you. I think you need to have that website to show them your quality, to show them your professional profile, to show them your business, who you are, what you do, in a more professional way, to speak the same language, so to speak. So I think it doesn't need to be difficult or anything. It's very simple. Today you have tools like WordPress. You don't need any coding. You don't need to know any coding. I remember doing my website and having to learn HTML and CSS to program it all by myself. And yeah, that I would say was a little bit more complicated, but still, I still done it, and it wasn't the end of the world. And there's plenty of tutorials out there that you can learn HTML and CSS, even JavaScript and PHP. So there's a lot of things that you can learn, programming languages, and you can do it. So it's not the end of the world. You just have to get that investment in your career, investment in your business, and do it. And some tutorials, it might be even free. You might even find tutorials on YouTube and other places that you can find for free. But I think that today with the WordPress, I think WordPress come and revolutionize the way we do websites, because yes, I know for those of you like myself were used to create something from scratch using your coding and having a website that is fully created by yourself, it might put you off the template thing. You have to, it's like it's never yours because it's someone's template, etc., etc. Well, yeah, I had that feeling in the beginning. I must admit, I was very reluctant in starting using WordPress, but now I'm completely converted. I really like to use WordPress. And if you want, there's even ways of you creating your website from scratch. But of course, it would be more complicated in WordPress. The reason being is that you need to know a little bit of PHP, I would say, because everything in WordPress is with JavaScript and PHP. So, of course, there will be HTML and CSS still, but they use what WordPress uses the most is PHP and JavaScript. So if you don't have any knowledge of these languages, it would probably be more difficult for you, but it is possible. If you put your mind into it, you can do it. So basically with WordPress, it's like building a blog. You can build your pages. The worst part, I would say, is to choose the template. And the reason being is that you find an infinity of templates, and then you like the template, but then doesn't have what you want, or in the end, you don't really think that one was the one that was the right one for you. And there's so many ones, so many templates that you may waste a lot of time choosing templates. If you want, put me in the comments below. If you want me to do a very specific video about building a website and choosing and what plugins you can choose for your website to choose templates, to security and stuff, put me a comment below. And if you want, I can do a video about that. You can do, with WordPress, you can build a website without breaking your bank. As I said, you can use the free plugins. Most of them, you can have the free version, and even the templates. And you have a very simple website that shows your branding, shows your business, and will definitely set you out for in a different position in the market, set you out as a professional. So I wanted to talk about this again because I think is a topic that comes and goes, and I see a lot of people talking about this a lot of times, and especially with translators, saying, "Oh, I don't really. It's something that I don't really need. I can go with my Yahoo email. I can go with my Outlook email, etc., etc." Yeah, you can. It's not that you can't, and there's a lot of colleagues that indeed have that sort of email. The problem is, in my view, is the idea that you pass, and especially with agencies, if you reply to them with your own domain, they will see that you are actually a business and not just the freelancer. It's all about getting yourself away from that idea that a freelancer is someone that is not qualified, is someone that is not that just needs to be paid less because there's no qualifications there. They're just there for some extra money. And unfortunately, I keep on saying this is very unfortunate because it's not true at all. But that's the perception that a lot of people have. And yeah, that's what it is. So I hope you like this video, and I hope you get your website soon. So for today, I hope you like this video. As I said, if you want me to do a video more specific about WordPress and the plugins that you should use, etc., let me know in the comments, and I will easily put up together a video about this with all the plugins that you can use for your website that I find that are essential for translators website, we can go from there. I can easily do that. And of course, you have my courses at Updated Words Learning at Teachable, where you can choose the qualifications course, the business course, or the tools, where I teach you how to create your own tools. The website obviously is not included on that course. The website part is included on the business course because it is part of your business plan. So if you want me to really go into this subject a little bit more in detail, leave a comment below and I will be very happy to create a video with all of that, with all a list of plugins that I think would be very, very good for you to have, and they are for free. I hope you like. If you have any suggestions of any other subject that you would like me to see discussed in these insiders, please leave a comment below. And you know the whole thing. put a like on the video and subscribe the channel with a little click on the bell so you get a notification of a new insider every week. Also, you help this channel grow. As I've been saying for a while, the channel has been growing. I'm very happy. Every week I've got more viewers, and that's very, very, very good. Thank you so much. But I would love if you could just put a like on the video and subscribe the channel because for you it's totally free. I'm not spamming you or anything like that. And for me, it would mean that the YouTube algorithm would pick up my content and would show it to more people. So help my little channel grow with a little like and a subscription. Now, before I go, of course, I would like to thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being there. And I'll see you next week. Have a good one. Bye.